Hi everyone, welcome to the How to Pass presentation for National 5 Graphic Communications. I am going to take you through a little bit of information in terms of the course structure, as well as how the pupil can make the most of their time in class and out of class to get the best possible grade in GraphCom. So just to get started, a bit of an overview of the course structure. The majority of the course units are split into either 2D graphics and 3D. This is built up mainly through practical tasks, some looking at some CAD modeling using Inventor, and others through some graphic design, mainly on Serif Page Plus in our case. There is also a bit of theory elements which can be built into some of these practical tasks, but also have to be covered as just kind of standalone units. The grade for GraphCom is made up of two kind of elements. One is the final exam, so that's 80 marks. And again, that is kind of mainly completed around May time in their normal exam diet and covers things based around 3D graphics as well as graphic design elements and principles. There are also some additional kind of theory components in amongst that. However, the majority of the marks are picked up through their knowledge and understanding of the practical tasks that they may be completed throughout. So it could be creating model plans for particular components that they would model. But obviously in this case, it's just getting it down onto a bit of paper and planning that out. They also have the 40 marks in there, which they can secure around kind of February, March time. And that is all based around a final assignment where they are working through 3D modeling of a particular project, a particular product. They assemble that, create some drawings based off the back of that, and then they are looking to create some element of graphic design, which will be kind of stipulated for them. There also tends to be a little bit of sketching involved in that part, but they could have essentially a third of their marks kind of secured before even entering the exam. So that's obviously an important element once they kind of get to that point. In terms of the timeline that we're looking to be running towards, majority of the pupils have completed S3 GraphCom. So up until this point, it is mainly looking at building skills, ensuring that they understand a lot of the commands effectively and properly. And then it's looking to build a little bit more speed and accuracy in terms of their work from kind of October onwards. So they will run through a series of practice assignments which emulate the final assignment that they'll do in February time, obviously with a little bit more support and a little bit more guidance, but they're really focusing on how much of it can they do independently and how much of it can be done within the stipulated time. They'll get 8 hours come February. We can stretch that a little bit further at this stage, but we want to build towards that point to give them the best possible chance. And then as you see, February, they have the start of the final assignment. Again, by that point, they're working completely independently. So they really do need to have a good kind of grasp on some of the commands that they're using, as well as how they can plan and effectively use their time in the assignment. And then April, May, that's their final exam, where they're hopefully up to speed with all of their theory. The ideal thing here is that they're building a lot of these skills practically, and then they just need to apply that or show that they can apply some of that knowledge in February, April, May time. The majority of the graphics can fall into kind of 3 main categories. So you've got preliminary graphics, which are looking at your kind of manual work, sketching out plans, creating a few different layouts. Production, where they are working on their 3D modeling on Inventor, and then their promotion, so how are they creating their more kind of finalized work, and some of that, a majority of that is through desktop publishing and Page Plus. In terms of some books that they can be looking out for, the pupils will be getting issued with the National 5 GraphCom course notes. There is also a study guide that runs along with that you may wish to kind of obtain. And then obviously working through past papers, the best way to kind of build up a lot of their knowledge is just through that past paper work. You can buy books for this, although they're pretty readily available online. So you're probably best just working that way. In terms of what they can be doing additionally, you may wish to download Autodesk Inventor onto your PCs or laptops at home. It's not critical, but they may wish to do that. And there is a range of tutorials that you can be looking at. Some are through 3D Made Easy. Other places, just jump on YouTube and search up something specific, and you should be able to find it. In terms of support study, myself and Mr. Coulthart are here after school most days until at least 5 o'clock, but we are specifically running a support study on a Tuesday after school. So we will run over some kind of theory lessons during that time, as well as provide any support for additional things that the pupils are looking to cover, or have any questions that they may have. And then I've just got a few kind of examples of some of the things that we're looking for. So production drawings, building things on Inventor and then laying those out appropriately. Preliminary graphics. So again, at this stage, it can be quite basic layouts, but being able to show and identify some key elements is obviously going to be building up some skill and some marks there. Presentation visuals, so that's taking something that's just got a kind of basic layout and then actually applying that and showing that on the PC. And then you've got some studio renders just to kind of finish things off. Generally at the end of each of the assignments, there is a bit of manual graphics where they're asked to sketch and then render something. So if they do feel like that's something that they're maybe weak on, have a think at maybe just following some tutorials. Again, YouTube's ideal for this. This is a key bit here, how to pass. It's fairly straightforward, making sure that all the homework is complete to a high standard and that you're meeting any deadlines that we're setting for you. It will be quite clear in terms of what our expectations are and what stages you should be at. Applying yourself into each lesson, make the most of your time. There isn't actually that much class time across a year, so making sure that you are actually applying yourself, you're not just sitting going through the motions, is a key aspect to that. And then, as I said, making sure that any additional time is used, whether that be after schools, whether that be lunch times, make the most of it. If there is a day that suits you better, if Tuesday doesn't work for whatever reason, just speak to us. We are about pretty much every day after school, or someone is there that can give you a bit of help. And then the last one is to just continue to push yourself to build your basic skills. If you can get the fundamentals sorted, the kind of harder stuff will start to take care of itself. Again, if you have any issues, either speak to myself, Mr. Coulthart, and we can definitely point you in the right direction.